The Sierra Nevada is the backbone of California, and really Californians' quality of life is dependent upon the Sierra Nevada for clean water, for carbon storage, for timber production, for recreation and tourism. It's an integral part of California. My name is Sarah Campe, and I'm the South Region Area Representative for the Sierra Nevada Conservancy. So my area covers Madera, Fresno, Tulare, and Kern counties. The Southern Sierra is a land of superlatives. We have the biggest trees in the world right here in Sequoia National Park, and the headwaters coming off of the Southern Sierra feed the top ag-producing counties in the nation. One of the things that's, I think, really notable about the Southern Sierra is that it doesn't have any sort of significant population in the upper watershed. And so we really struggle with a lack of capacity or engaged organizations that live in and understand on an in-depth level what this region is facing. The population base, the economic engine, the political power all resides on the valley floor. And is utterly dependent upon the ecosystem services provided by the Southern Sierra headwaters. And yet there's this unfortunate disconnect between sort of where that capacity exists and where the need is in terms of the organizations to really help do the work or to go out and pursue grant funds. The South, in some ways, has been really disproportionately impacted by a combination of fire suppression that have resulted in these overly dense forests, a changing climate, and then coupled with the recent drought, what we've seen is sort of this collision that has really focused on the South that has resulted in landscape scale events like tree mortality. And these disturbances are really unprecedented and are crossing jurisdictional boundaries. And I think that there is a recognition that the only way that we can approach these problems or begin to think about solving them or addressing them is to work together, and to partner and share knowledge and to leverage each other's institutional knowledge and capacity and resources to really start addressing some of these big picture issues.
The conditions that we're most concerned about are forest densities. So we're taking activities trying to thin the forest, trying to restore forest ecosystem through reintroduction of fire and managed fire, and through other mechanical thinning efforts. The effects that we're seeing on the landscape and the management requirements really are multi-jurisdictional scale. They go well beyond the boundary of Sequoia National Park and require collaborative solutions, reaching out with partners and working with local, state, and federal agencies, including organizations like the Sierra Nevada Conservancy. And the Conservancy has been instrumental in serving as a broker. And they're uniquely positioned to kind of glue the federal and local agencies together in sharing tools and information and best practices. They've also been instrumental in providing funding for projects that are helping to make a difference in terms of landscape health.
What impacts the Sierra really has reverberating impacts on recreation and tourism, on the water supply that which the entire region depends, on communities. Really the impacts are countless, and so the only way to start solving these problems is to also think holistically. And so sharing resources, sharing knowledge, leveraging the work that neighbors have done or are working on is really the only way that we're going to start moving the dial towards healthier ecosystems and the type of conservation and restoration goals that both the state and our federal partners are looking to achieve to protect and restore the health of the Southern Sierra Nevada.